Hey guys, it's Lisa here from lisasfoodaddiction.com, and I know guys I have been MIA for the past week, I believe it was, but recently I just started my classes back at my university and I'm trying to adjust my busy schedule. So bear with me y'all, I apologize again for not uploading last week, but I am back today with a new recipe, and not just any old recipe. As you can see, we are making this bomb crab boil Alfredo. So if you love all things seafood and all things pasta, you're going to want to keep watching. So guys, we're going to go ahead and jump right on in. Here I just have a large pot of water. I have some salt and some fettuccine pasta. You want to go ahead and place your water in your large pot, sit that over medium-high heat, season it up with some salt, and then we're going to add in our fettuccine pasta. We're going to go ahead and cook our pasta until it reaches al dente. Once it is done, we're going to remove it and drain it and set it aside. And now it is time to make our homemade Alfredo sauce. To start off with our homemade Alfredo sauce, we're going to begin chopping up our peeled garlic. So just grab a garlic clove and chop it into 4 as I'm doing right here. And by the way guys, I am aware, I just noticed how much garlic I began to chop, but this is not all just for the Alfredo sauce. We're also going to use some of this garlic to cook our crab boil in. So we're going to use half for the sauce, half for the seafood. It's not all going into the Alfredo sauce. Once we have chopped our garlic into 4, we are now going to start mincing our garlic. We're just going to do that by running our knife through our garlic. We're going to do it a couple times horizontally and then vertically. Guys, I always wanted to learn how to chop really fast. Like, you know how you see those people on MasterChef and Food Network, like Bobby Flay, they can just run their knife through an onion and they'll be looking at the clock at the same time. As of now, I do not know how to do that, so I'm just going to chop slowly and cautiously like I'm doing right here, and I advise y'all to do the same thing. We ain't trying to lose no fingers, okay? Our parsley is just going to be simply for a garnish on top of our crab boil Alfredo. You can definitely skip this step if you don't feel like chopping parsley. If you don't eat parsley, I get it, you don't have to do it. But if you are interested in having your crab boil Alfredo looking nice and pretty, do the same thing to your parsley as you did to our garlic. Run your knife through it a couple times horizontally, then vertically, and set it aside. Now guys, it is time to begin making our homemade Alfredo sauce. So here we have some butter and we have the garlic that we already chopped up. And like I said previously, remember we're only going to be using half of the garlic we chopped up for the Alfredo sauce, and we will use the other half later on for the actual crab boil. In a pot here we have our butter, and we're going to place this butter over medium heat. So usually we cook a lot of our meals over medium-high heat or just plain on high, but it is very important to cook this sauce over medium heat. For this recipe, for this Alfredo sauce, medium heat is going to be our friend, okay? It's going to allow our butter to melt very nicely and easily without burning it. And it's going to give us time to cook our garlic for longer than 30 seconds, and it's not going to burn. So that's going to give us some more flavorful sauce. You're really going to taste that garlic and that butter in there. Once our butter has melted and our garlic has cooked and become very aromatic, we're going to add in our heavy cream. And I know it may feel like I'm lecturing you guys, but you really want to add your heavy cream in over medium heat as well, because you do not want it to curdle. Heavy cream in half and half will curdle because it's dairy, and that's just not what you want. It's gonna make your sauce clunky, and ain't nobody wanna eat that. So just listen to me, listen to your girl. Cook this homemade Alfredo sauce over medium heat. So there we just added in some half and half, and now that we have all of our ingredients, the base for our Alfredo sauce, we're going to let this cook until it thickens. So guys, our Alfredo sauce has been cooking for a bit now. It is beginning to thicken up a little bit. It's not quite there where we want it yet, but it is getting there. So at this point in the game, we're going to go ahead in with some seasonings. In there, I just added some Cajun seasoning. I had some Old Bay, some lemon pepper, a lot of good stuff in there. Remember guys, we are making a crab boil Alfredo, so you definitely want to taste the crab boil flavor. Hence, you have to add a good bit of seasonings, okay? Don't forget guys, you can find this recipe on my website with the measurements, how much of each ingredient I use. Just head over to www.lisasfoodaddiction.com. I will have the link below this video. You can get the recipe, print it out, save it on your phone, whatever you have to do so that you can have the exact measurements that I used. Our homemade Alfredo sauce has been cooking for a while. It's thickened up a little bit more and it's even changed colors from all the spices we added. So we went in with a couple drops of fresh lemon juice and we also added some Parmesan cheese. This is basically it for the Alfredo sauce, guys. From here, we're going to cover it with a lid and continue to let it thicken. To get started with our crab boil, here I have some Ragin' Cajun and Dewey smoked sausage. I found this sausage in my local Kroger grocery store. And if you want to learn more about my trip to the grocery store, head over to my website and read my blog. This is my first blog, guys, for Lisa's Food Addiction. I've been doing this for 3 months now, and this is like the first time I've actually done a blog. I was so focused on getting the recipes right, the measurements right, and growing my social media, I kind of neglected the blogging part. But I'm starting now, and it's been really, really fun so far. So go over to my website and check that out. Leave a comment on my website as well. As you can see, I am being very particular. I'm cutting my sausage on an angle, but feel free. You do not have to do this. You can cut your sausage up however you choose to do. I just really wanted the feeling of a crab boil, and every time that I've had a crab boil, they cut the sausage on an angle, so that is why I chose to do it this way. So feel free to cut your sausage however you choose to. The world is your pickaboo. You are cooking this for you and your family, so cut your sausage however you choose to. Just grab a bowl to set our sliced andouille sausage in, and now that we are done with that, we are going to move on to cracking our snow crab legs. Here we have some snow crab legs that I love so much, you guys. I am infatuated with crab legs. I think about them, I dream about them. I don't want to pay for them all the time, but I love me some crab legs. We are going to begin cracking our crab legs, and if you want to get ahead with prep work, you can definitely do this ahead of time. But you guys, look at this. I have a trick for getting the perfect amount of meat out of your crab leg. All you have to do, right, after you crack your crab leg, you see how I'm doing right here? Twist it a little bit to separate it from the joint, and boom, it pulls out even every single time. Look at it. Look, crack it, twist it, pull it out. You get the whole piece of meat, y'all. I saw this trick on Instagram and I've been doing it ever since. Once you've gotten all of your crab meat out of the shell, just sit that in a bowl and set it aside, and we are now going to start making our crab boil. So in a large pot here, I've added some water, I've got some butter and some garlic, and I'm also going to go in with a squeeze or two of fresh lemon juice. Now that we have all of our flavorings in there, we're not going to season this just yet. I know y'all like flavor, girl. You ain't added no spice in there, nothing. Hold your horses, guys. We are going to season this, just not at this point. At this point, guys, all we really need is a little bit of liquid and a little bit of flavoring to start our crab boil. Now that we have that, we're going to add in our corn, and we're only going to cook this about halfway just to ensure that the corn is not, super overcooked by the time everything else is done. Now that our lovely corn on the cob has reached its halfway mark, we are going to go in with some flavor, okay? Finally, I know, right? I just went in with some of the Zatarain shrimp and crab boil concentrate. Like I said before, if you want to know about all the ingredients, head over to my website and read my blog. We're also going to go in with the andouille sausage and some more spices. For our corn and sausage, we're going to season it up by adding a mixture of Old Bay, lemon pepper, Cajun seasoning. We have some onion powder, garlic powder. What else did I put in there? Oh, I put in some paprika to help with the color. Okay, and once you've added all of that, give it a good mix. Now we are just going to add our shrimp in. I left some of the tails on. This was just because, like I said earlier, I wanted this dish to be as close to a real crab boil as possible. And with the real crab boil, you have the shell on your shrimp. You just want to make sure to devein your shrimp properly, the top and the bottom, and you should be good. We're just going to cook our shrimp for about 6 to 7 minutes. And 2 minutes in, I realized I didn't have my lid on. Don't judge me, y'all. The top of this broke off while I was filming and I still had to use it. But here is our shrimp boil. It's done. Everything is ready. Next, we are just going to remove our corn on the cob from the crab boil, and we are also going to take this off of the heat. So our crab meat should be pre-cooked. Hopefully you pre-cook it if you make this recipe. And we're going to take this off of the heat because we do not want to overcook the crab. You don't want to do that. If you do, it's just going to be tough and chewy. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? I love to say that because it's the truth. If you're going to take your time making food, you want to do it right. Now to bring this all together, we're going to add our fettuccine pasta to our Alfredo sauce along with our shrimp, sausage, and crab meat. We're also going to go in with the rest of our shredded Parmesan cheese. Once you have all of those amazing ingredients in your pot all together, you want to give that a good mix. Make sure the cheese melts, all of the meat gets mixed in throughout the pasta. And we're going to cover this with a lid. And we're going to simmer it for about 3 to 5 minutes just to give the pasta enough time to soak up that amazing sauce. Then we'll be ready to serve up this crab boil Alfredo. Our pasta has been simmering, guys, and we are done. It's been a long time coming, but we are done. This pasta is done, okay? We worked hard. We did our prep work. We did it. Now it is time to eat. So you want to go ahead and grab a serving dish. And yes, I did just go out to Walmart to buy this, okay? Like you guys know, I've said it before, I am addicted to Walmart. I really do think I need like a, what do you call those things when people have to go to AA meetings? I need a sponsor or whatever. I need somebody to go with me in Walmart so I don't spend my money. But until that happens, I'm going to keep buying dishes. I'm going to keep buying stuff. Now that you have your pasta plated up, you want to go ahead and grab one of your corn on the cobs and sit that on the side. I also went in with some of the Alfredo sauce all over the pasta and the seafood and the corn. Once you have done that, you want to grab your chopped parsley, sprinkle a little bit of that over it, and guys, we are done. I hope you guys decide to give this recipe a try. If you do, fair warning, it is going to change your life. Seriously, it was so good, and you can find the entire recipe, everything that I use with the measurements at lisasfoodaddiction.com. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that notification bell below so you don't miss out on future uploads. And as I always say, if I can cook it, anyone can. I'll see you next time, guys. Happy cooking.